Hey guys, so I just finished up AEW Double or Nothing. This was a great show. It really helped. The crowd was back, which was really great and really made me happy. It made an already awesome show even better because I hadn't realized, but the crowd really does affect a wrestling show. I mean, I'm not one of those people who can't watch a wrestling show because there's not a crowd there. Particularly if I don't watch it, it's because it's terrible. But but the crowd really does make an impact, and the crowd really does help. And I can hope. I guess it's an arena to arena thing, but I can hope that this means they're gonna have crowds regularly again. They're gonna go. AEW are gonna go on tour soon, and I can hope that they're gonna have crowds back regularly again. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Like I say, I don't know if that's an arena to arena thing. I don't know if this was a special thing just reserved for the pay per view. But but I can hope that's the case because it really makes a difference. The buy-in show, I don't know how many of you watched the buy-in show. I didn't watch many of it myself. I didn't get to watch much of myself. I was going to, but I had to do something else. But I did come back in, and I was really gassed for this match. This was a match I was really looking forward to. I did get to come back in for Rio versus Serena Deeb for the NWA Women's title. This was a great match. I think I would put it the idea above the AEW Women's title match, which was also a good match, was also a great match. But I think I put Rio versus Serena Deeb's idea above. Um, Serena Deeb, Serena Deeb retained, made, I forget, I forget how, maybe made a tap out or pass out or something like that. But she retained. It was a good match. If you didn't watch it, I highly recommend you do. It's free up on the AEW YouTube channel. Just type in All Elite Wrestling and their channel should come up. But I highly recommend you watch it because it was a great match. We start off the pay-per-view proper with, I thought say Jungle Boy. We start off the pay-per-view proper with Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage. This was a great match. Great psychology, hard hitting match, hard hitting matchup stuff like that. The crowd really come to life. Really came to life for matches like this, which was really great to see again. Was really great to just revel in the crowd and the crowd support and stuff like that. But here's what I act. This was a great match. But what I act was Brian Cage specifically asked for Team Taz not to be at ringside. But then, I mean, Cage is in control. It's not like he's in any real trouble up to this point, really. Because Cage is, I don't know if you know this, but Cage is a real good wrestler. Not just for a big man, he's just a real good wrestler in general. And this was a good showcase for him. But what I liked was the only reason he uses, well, the only reason, maybe it'll harsh, but one of the major reasons he uses is Ricky Starks comes out to try to help him. Like I said, he's not in any real trouble up to that point. But Ricky talks him out to try to help him, and he actually distracts him with Brian yelling at Doc to go to the back, that he's got this, yelling at Hook to go to the back, that he's got this. But then Adam catches him with a buckshot lariat, and he wins. He wins a real good match, a great match, I would say. The crowd elevated it up another level. I mean, it was a really good match. I like the dissension that's being teased between Brian Cage and Team Taz, and again, I'm sorry I'm not going more in depth with these matches, but if you want a more in-depth review, go to Wrestle Talk or go to Sound Want to Sound Off. Two of my top favorite YouTube channels on the D. But I don't honestly I don't have I have the capacity to do something like that. I just don't, because it was like an impromptu review. I didn't take any notes, anything. But anyway, next we have Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston versus the Young Bucks. Jon Moxley comes out and the crowd erupts. Jon Moxley comes out to watch the thing and the crowd just goes wild. That was a part that really warmed my heart. That really made it smile. Because, like I say, the crowd does really affect, I won't say the quality, because AEW's been great, but the crowd really affects the feeling of a wrestling show. Not the quality, really, but the feeling of a wrestling show. It's not made or break by it, it's just great to have a match. This was not your typical Young Bucks match. This was more of a brawl. This was more of eating into Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley style. There was some super kicks thrown in, some dives, some Meltzer driver, stuff like that. But for the most part, it was Eddie Kingston, Jon Moxley type of brawling matchup. This was a really good match too. This was a great tag team match. I mean, maybe not better than the SCU one, but they were different animals. I mean, there was different psychology behind both of them, obviously very different players involved. So this was real great for what it was. In the end, the Young Bucks retained the tag team title, and they're still the tag team champions. My question is, not that I'm aiming for them to use anytime soon. They're the best tag team in the world. I mean, even if you don't personally like them, you've got to admit that they are the greatest tag team in the world. If not, they're one of the greatest tag teams in the world, if not the greatest. The in-ring work speaks for themselves. But my question is not that I'm eager for them to use the title anytime soon. I think they should hold it for a long time. They should hold them for like a year plus. But my question is, the team is gonna beat them. Are they even in AEW yet? I mean, you can argue for Santana and Ortiz, I guess, but they've already beaten them. You could argue for a couple more teams in AEW, but they're not the other team they haven't beaten in AEW. And we definitely don't want a retread. So my money's on the tag team that's gonna take the titles off the Bucks on an AEW. Yes, they may come from Japan, they may come from Impact, they may just be AEW talents, but they are not an AEW yet. I'm not gonna say the same goes for Kenny, but I'll talk about that later. Next, we have, and I may be getting my matches a bit confused here, I'm sorry, but I'll talk about all of the matches, because all of the matches are great. I just get out of order sometimes. Next we have, if I'm not mistaken, the Casino Battle Royal to crown a number one contender for the current AEW champion, Kenny Omega's title. We got a lot of people in this match. I can probably name them all off, but I'm not going to. We got major players. We got Christian Cage. We got Roy Hobbs. We got a debuting Ian Ruff as the Joker, which was really, or Io Ruff, I'm sorry. Ian Ruff I'm confusing with the guy on NXT. But we got a debuting Io Ruff, sorry. We got a debuting Io Ruff, which was fun, which was a great out. And we got Jungle Boy in this match. And we got Penta Almero. Jungle Boy has really thrown out in these battle matches. We got Christian Cage and Matt Sydal starting off. And they go at it. But, yeah, they go at it. I'll just get to the final six. We have the Hardy Operation, the Private Party and Matt Hardy, Darren Down Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. And Christian tried to kind of buddy up, or Matt rather, Hardy tried to buddy up with Christian, PIR for a little bit of a history together. And it looks like Christian is going to work with Matt Hardy to take out Jungle Boy. So it just come down to the two of them or whatever. But going bold, as they advancing, Christian tosses Matt Hardy over the top rope and eliminates him down to Jungle Boy and Christian Cage. And they have a real good back and forth. I mean, they have a good back and forth between the two. It ends with Jungle Boy outside of the ring, Christian inside the ring. Christian tries to eliminate Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy goes under him with a headbutt and backdrops him out of the ring. Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, has won the AEW Casino Battle Royal and is the number one contender for Kenny Omega's championship. Now, I don't think he's going to win. I don't think anyone thinks he's going to win, no disrespect to him. But Jungle Boy is already sold out in these battle royals. He's one of the hardest working guys in AEW despite his young age. And I think he'll have a stealth deal with Kenny Omega. I think he'll move up a level just by having a match with Kenny Omega. I'm not going to lie. My money was on Christian winning the battle royal. I wasn't not that I'm not high on Jungle Boy. I just wasn't expecting Jungle Boy to win. But I'm definitely not complaining. Christian and Jungle Boy will happen sooner or later. Maybe Christian works his way up the ranks to become number one contender. I know that'll maybe rub some AEW rub some WP fanboys the wrong way, but hey, we got Kristen versus Kenny Omega. Kristen has said that he wants to work with Kenny Omega. There's one guy he wants to work with. It's Kenny Omega. And come on, it's Kristen. No disrespect to anyone on the AEW roster, barring Kenny Omega. But he can beat anyone and everyone on that roster. Just the accolades he stacked up, what he's proven to people. I mean, he's very believable just beating anyone on that roster. Just see him in with anyone, he can beat him. Not Kenny Omega, but he can beat anyone else. But that match, when it does happen, between Kristen and Kenny Omega, will be a soap dealer. As will Jungle Boy and Kenny Omega. Boy is. But great for Jungle Boy. He wins, he deserves to win. He's always sewn out and sewn up in battle royal type scenarios. So I can say 100% not deserves, but he earned the win. He earned his spot and his place. And I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do. In 2 weeks' time on AEW, he's going to face Kenny Omega for his title. It's going to be a great showcase. It has the potential to be just a soul-stealing match. Next up, we have a match I was personally looking forward to. We have Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. And hey, I know some people have been poking fun at Cody for his promo the other week. I can't figure out why on the T, but some people have been poking fun about that. That's fine. You can do what you want. You can make your meme. That's fine. But his promo just made me proud to be an American. What he said about patriotism, it being passé in a lot of circles, and in a lot of circles it is. I mean, even in the White House it is. I mean, you look up Nancy Pelosi, you look up Joe Biden, but I digress. His promo was just real great. So we got Cody versus Anthony Ogogo. We got a little tribute to Memorial Day mixed in the bunch, which was great. We get Anthony Ogogo coming out. He gets heavy booed. We get Cody Rhodes coming out, and the place erupts. I mean, it's about Stephanie, and he's decked out in America regalia, in an American suit regalia and everything, and it's great, it's brilliant. He had taken on the moniker for one night, picked up his father's mantle and taken up the moniker for one night, the American Dream. And that made me, when that announcement was made, that made me, I'm not going to say choke up a little bit, but that made me emotional. Just hearing that and seeing Cody and the reaction from the fans and everything, that made me emotional. That sent my patriotism to an all-time high. We get the match with Cody and Anthony Ogogo. And this was a good match for what it was. We get Anthony almost immediately hitting that gut punch to Cody, and get Cody selling of the revs for a while, and we get a great showcase for Anthony Ogogo. I've heard some, now I've seen some people make light of this and say, oh, they've been building up the punch for a week just for Cody to take it and not really feel any acting effects of it. But give me in the idea on something. Anthony Ogogo has faced, I'm not gonna say jobbers, but he just faced enhancement talent. He just faced members in the Nightmare Factory that are nowhere near the savage as Cody, and just getting that punch over in one punch the match stopped, and that's great. But none of those men were Cody. I mean, this is a man that spent time in Japan, spent time in Ring of Honor, that faced some of the absolute best, that knows how to deal with pain, that is incredible threshold, incredible wrestling ability. So yeah, I mean, if you don't like it, that's okay. I'm not trying to change your opinion. I'm not trying to change your mind. I'm just explaining it, explaining it or something. There's a big difference between Cody Rhodes and two enhancement guys in the Nightmare Factory. And by enhancement guys, I mean no disrespect. But there's a world of difference between Cody and those two guys. Anthony has a match stopped on account of his punch. Like I say, this is a great showcase for Ogogo. Cody gets Ogogo on the figure four. He eventually hits the vertebraker, I think it's called, for the win against Ogogo. Now, this has been a contentious decision to have Cody win, and I get that. But also, let me tell you something too. Anthony Ogogo, I don't want to say he's a no-name, but he's by no means as big a star as Cody is. Or he's only been a wrestler for a hot second, really. And what is really bad, in my opinion, is if Anthony just went in the ring against Cody, a very accomplished wrestler, a very accomplished grappler, and just went in and destroyed him, and just Cody got nothing, and just yacked Anthony Ogogo. No, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't really be good. Anthony doesn't have the experience. He doesn't have the credentials. Now, I will say, this Cody win against Ogogo, I've seen some people say it really damaged him. It really damaged Ogogo. It really damaged his aura. And I will admit something. I will admit that if Cody just straight up beat him and then he'd never seen again, like his only home was on dog elevation, then we maybe have something to talk about. But I don't think it'll be forgotten. I think Ogogo come out stronger. Ogogo come out having learned something from Cody, from being in the ring with him. They'll have another match. They'll challenge him to another match, and then Anthony can beat him. But I will admit, that if Anthony just fades into obscurity off this yacht, which, come on, y'all, he won't. But if he does, then we maybe have something to talk about. But until then, we don't have anything to talk about. That was the right move, in my opinion. I could see the arguments, I can, but for my money, that was the right move. Because I'd much rather have someone go in the ring with an accomplished wrestler, you, after a good match, a hard fought match, then come back having yearned from said wrestler, from being in the ring with said wrestler, and then beat said wrestler. That to me sounds like a much better story than if Anthony had just gone in and destroyed Cody. Cause you gotta remember, Cody was along with QT and Dustin was Anthony's teacher. So he taught him everything Anthony knows, but he didn't teach him everything Cody knows. And training with a guy is a lot different than actually being in the ring in a competitive environment with them. I'm no AEW apologist. I'm just saying what I think and what I feel and how I think the story is going to play out. So we have to wait and see what happens. Next up, we had a TNT title match. Ian Archer versus Miro for the TNT title. This was a good match. Maybe not all that I was expecting, but this was a good match. This was hard hitting. This was vicious. I mean, this was a good match for what it was. In the end, Miro wins, getting Lance Archer to pass out to the game over for me known as the Arcade, his submission hold, and like I say, this was a good match for what it was. Next up, we have, I thought to say one of the co-main events, but it's not. We have the DMD Britt Baker versus Hikaru Shida for the women's AEW title. This was a great match. This was a great match between two very accomplished women, and it's amazing to see how far Britt Baker's come in such a short time, because when fans react to the building, they did respond to Britt Baker very well. But now they sort of tweaked their character, they sort of realized, hey, we've got to turn her heel. Say what you want about that, but it's a lot quicker than Vince McMahon turned Roman Reigns heel. But anyway, I don't want to make this into a WB versus AW thing. By the way, AW is better. No, I'm not gonna say that. I mean, it comes down to personal opinion, I guess. But this was a good match between Britt Baker and Cartheta. And Britt Baker ultimately wins with the Yorkshire. Britt Baker ultimately gets the Cartheta to tap out. He doesn't pass out, he taps out. And this was the right decision. Well, I'm not gonna say it was really the right decision, because I think really either would have worked, but this was a good decision. Having Britt Baker win the AEW Women's title. I feel bad for Cena. I really do. Because her reign came at a time in an unprecedented event in wrestling history, where there was no fans for quite a while, and her reign ended on a night when there was fans back in the arena. Like I said, I feel bad for Cena. I really do. She's a real good wrestler. But it's been a year, mate. And it's been a year unlike any other wrestling fans have seen. But it's been a year. Britt Baker has come out the other side and will carry the women division going forward. And Zeta Wayman, Zeta will win it back at one point. I fully expect that. But hopefully, when she does win it back, which I can't see Britt using for a while, but hopefully when she does win it back, it'll be under much better circumstances. Now, I don't think she'll see this. I'm not dumb enough to think that. But I want to thank Carl Cedar for carrying the AEW Women's Division through one of the most unprecedented times in wrestling history. It couldn't have been easy mustering the will to perform every night with no fans. I mean, so I just like to thank you. You're an amazing wrestler, but the doctors got it now. This was a good match, a good decision. Next up, the triple threat match for the AEW World title. Kenny Omega versus Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Now, I love Kenny Omega. I do. But I realized something through this match. Kenny's great. I mean, that's not debatable. You either have to be incredibly ignorant or incredibly stupid to not realize how great Kenny Omega is. Kenny's great. But in AEW, he's not had that match yet. I'm talking an Okada-Evil match, an Okada-Evil feud. He's not had that match yet. He's had some great matches in AEW for sure, but I don't think I could be alone in saying and thinking that Kenny Omega's not had his Okada match in AEW yet. But when he does, it'll be glorious. It'll be something to see. It'll be a thing of beauty. This was a good match. This was a good match for what it was. Maybe, this was a good match for what it was. Everyone got their spot in. Orange Cassidy was really over. I mean, he was over with the fans. He was really over. So we had some good V-triggers, some good orange punches, some good back arrows, some good BDIs. Well, on the subject, I'm not going to go, like I say, I'm not going to go into this match beat for beat. That's not my thing. But I noticed something else too. Pac has the perfect counter to the one-winged angel. Because there was a point in this match when it happened a couple of years ago when these two met one-on-one too. But when Kenny Omega had Pac up on his shoulders of the one-winged angel, Pac just countered with Brutalizer submission hold. So he has, like I say, he has a perfect counter in AEW for that one-winged angel. And like I say, Kenny's not had that Okada match yet in AEW. I'm not talking about with Okada, I'm talking about an Okada-Evil match. Now, I'm not going to say that no one that can keep up with him, but that no one that I've seen really puts in. That no one that they've thought necessary, or that no one that can, or that no one that had really put them in AEW yet, other than a few heel shenanigans. But Winnie does have that match, and it could be with Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy is really good. Not not this Friday, not this Friday's match with Jungle Boy, but down the line he could paint a Picasso level painted with Jungle Boy. Um, Rich Swann can kills. He came the kill to death scene yet, but well, maybe kill to death scene is a bit of an oversimplification, a bit of an overstatement. But when Omega does eventually have a match like that, an Okada Calvo match on an AEW show or an AEW pay-per-view, it will be glorious. This was a good match for what it was. Omega retained with some heel shenanigans, some thoughts with his various belts that he's got. And he retained. So it is going to be Jungle Boy. Oh, I forgot a match. It is going to be Jungle Boy versus Kenny Omega Friday on AEW Dynamite. Ding versus Ding and Darby Allin versus Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky happened. It was a good match. Really not a lot to say about it, but Ding still got it. Ding is really over. Ding was really over with the fans. It was great to see. Then we got the main event. Stadium Stampede. Inner Circle versus Pinnacle. This was a really good match. You can debate which one was better. Maybe the first one was a little bit better. I'd have to watch it again. But this was a real good, well, it wasn't even a match, it was just a fight. We had MJF versus Chris Jericho, Santana and Ortiz versus FTR. Sammy Guevara versus Shawn Spears. There was a lot of mini feuds which were perfect for each other in this match. But the focus was on MJF and Chris Jericho. This was a brutal match. My words won't do the show justice. I highly recommend you hunt the show down for yourself and watch it. But, it ends with Sammy Guevara and Shawn Spears in the ring. They fight back to the AEW Day Page ring, and Sammy Guevara pins Shawn Spears in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. The Inner Circle is staying in AEW. This, pump myself in the eye there. This was really good, really great. And the fact that you had Sammy Guevara pin a member, just a member of the Pinnacle, you had Sammy Guevara get the win after Sammy Guevara probably felt responsible for costing the Inner Circle that match of blood and guts. That was real great. This was a really great show, top to bottom. Maybe with one kitchen smash thrown in there, but this was a really good show, top to bottom. It was long, but with good matches, you can go as young as you want. But guys, thank you for coming to my review, and I'll see you when I see you. Take care.